your hands together, Mike and Mike. Get going. Woo! And welcome to the stage, the wonderful, the one and only, Joe Farr!
Good evening, Eastbourne. I hope you've got your listening ears on because I've got about 10 minutes left of any octave whatsoever before I lose my voice entirely. So, yeah, please be kind and listen because I won't be able to speak for 2 days and my boyfriend is already in the pub celebrating that. But anyway, I don't know if you've heard this stuff that they say. It's like a lot of motivational stuff on the internet now. And they say this thing of dress for the job you want. And I can see a lot of you have done that. You're retired, aren't you? I can tell. But I heard it, I was inspired by it, because I don't actually aspire to work, so I started dressing like a rich widow, but my fellow was not keen. No, it's fine. I would say my husband, but he doesn't exist, so the joke was on him, it's fine. No, I know it works though, because I once just went out dressed in pyjamas, a fur coat and some wellies, and I got sectioned. So it's definitely something in it, you know. But like I say, no, I don't. Not only do I not aspire to work, I don't even really aspire to being working class. Like my dad was in prison when I was born, and I always thought that that's how you became a member of the criminal underclass. I found out later it was actually the crime, but I'm not allowed to talk about that. No, and my dad's story is a really fun one actually. Like, so he was born in a concentration camp in a bucket. I mean, that's probably not the fun bit of the story. But I think we can all agree that the bucket added some levity, much needed. But no, he actually came to the UK as a refugee, and he would probably have liked me to have stressed legally. But I mean, you know, only because it was the last legal thing he did. No, but he thrived in the UK. He thrived so much in school. He graduated straight to Borstal. And from there he went straight to prison. And never worked a day after that. And that's how I know he didn't come to the UK to steal anyone's job. He didn't aspire to work. And the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. No, it's fun. No, my dad really did acclimatise to UK culture. He voted for Brexit and became a massive racist. And I think you've got to be honest, it's nothing more British than that. So it's weird though, isn't it? It's a little bit problematic if your family story is a triumph for both diversity and racism at the same time. That's odd. It's fun, but it's you know, it's sad actually. I lost him recently. Metaphorically, not literally. It's quite hard to lose someone who wears an ankle tag. It turns out it's true what they say though, that crime doesn't pay. Because all I inherited was 2 burner phones and a fake ID. Would have been nice if any of them had been in credit. Sadly not. No, the worst thing about it is he's not even the most problematic member of my family. My mum, for example, is here this evening and she's still very much alive. It wouldn't be so problematic, but she owns some houses, you know. It's fine, I've moved back in and I'm just trying to take it back one brick at a time by leaving them on the stairs. No. The thing is, she's a big fan of A True Murder. She loves A True Murder. Any other fans in? No? Okay. You're all perfectly sane. Good. No, the thing is though, she just won't get on board with my plans for hers. Which I think is quite rude. But truthfully, the most problematic thing about my mum is that she's got a much better love life than I have. So my mother is 79 on the 1st of July. Wait for it. And her fella is 41. That's not a joke, she's just a fucking legend. The problem with that, for me, is that if I want an age gap that big, I've got to wait for those boys to finish primary school. You know, it's not working. So, you know, I can't beat her, I can't. So I just had to go the other way. Like, I've started dating an older man. There's some ups and downs in that. For example, obviously the life insurance policy is a bit more expensive. There's a much higher chance of a payout. So, Every cloud. No, it's fun though, because when we go out as a foursome, nobody can tell who's fucking who. Very confusing for the waiting staff. And we dial into it, do you know what I mean? No, it's fun. The other thing about dating an old man is I can't always tell if he's coming or going. And I have had to ask myself, how many orgasms can I have after he's died? Before that becomes necrophilia. You look like you've thought about this question, darling. That's the answer. I think 4 seems reasonable. 4's all right. Yeah, that's the line. That's the line. No, it's fun. It's weird because obviously in comedy, the most funny people are often miserable, and so I've stopped being miserable and become a lot less funny. Apologies. So I'll just have to really sort of dig into my back catalogue of miserable years. Before I met my lovely new man, well, he's not new, obviously, he's very old. It's granddad. Quite old. Vintage, I think that's what we call it now, don't we? Vintage. I had some really quite unsuccessful relationships. It won't surprise you to know, what, a woman doing comedy on a Friday? Of course I'm divorced, guys. Of course. And it's funny, actually, I bumped into my ex-husband recently on the High Street. Not here in Eastbourne, I live in Eastbourne, that would have been weird. He told me that he'd recently been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. So I think we can conclude it was him. No, I was just really happy for him that it finally developed a personality. Good for him. You go, Goon. No, it's fun. And then after him, I dated a guy, and it was sad, actually, it was quite sad. He dumped me. Thank you, thank you. He made me homeless. Yeah. But the worst thing is that he was also my drug dealer. It's awkward. So that was a cold, sober week, it really was. No, and I'm not bitter at all, but I am still doing material about him 2.5 years later. You make up your own minds, you know. No, the thing is, he was one of those guys who used to, whenever a woman came on television and had the audacity to speak, he would make this really weird noise. He'd be like, I can't do it, I've got no octave, sorry. You know what she needs? Yeah, very sexist. So he'd be like, you know what she needs? It's a good thing to. I used to think it was terribly sexist, but I have just recently had quite a good scene too, thanks to Grandad Dave. And what can I say? There is something in it, you know. He was one of those guys. I don't know if you know the ones I mean. You know the 5'7" guys. You know the ones that are 5'5". It was fun though, because he used to say to me that I was terrible at spatial awareness. And I would be like, okay dude, but if I pop on a 3-inch heel, I'm 5'2", if I'm looking you in the eyes, that's just maths. I know how tall you are, you know, it's fun. Anyway, I thought I'd wait to come on stage until my looks had completely faded and all of my opinions were quite unpopular. So, for example, I'm a big fan of a 70s muff. Anyone else? Okay. I would have thought this audience wasn't all fully shaved, but who knew? You kinky buggers, Eastbourne. Right, but the thing is, it's not really a sartorial choice. I'm just too fat to shave it. I'm too old to care, you know? But no, and the other unpopular opinion is, once upon a time, back in the day, I used to be a feminist, but it really hasn't worked out for me. They've promised us a lot of things, the feminists. So for example, one of them was financial freedom. I don't know if any of you have acquired that, but they promised us financial freedom, and I was like, Daddy, I don't want the proceeds of crime. I'm going to go get some financial freedom. They meant a job. That feels like a bit of a Swiss to me. And the other one was they offered us sexual liberation, which sounded exciting. And in your 20s, yeah, it is exciting. But in your 40s, it's just another job, isn't it? I don't have the energy for a day job and a night job. And at this point, I am struggling to find a voluntary position. So, you know, it hasn't worked out for me, so I'm out, you know. And the young people, and obviously I say I've recently met someone very old, so that's nice. We met in person in a pub, as you're supposed to. But the young people are doing things very differently, aren't they? Like, so for example, I think I've heard that quite a lot of young people, perhaps they're doing it in Eastbourne, I don't know how forward-thinking Eastbourne is, but I've heard that a lot of young people are taking pride in their sex lives, celebrating it. It's great, it's really nice. Good for them. I was raised Catholic. My demographic is pale, male, and stale. So you can be fairly sure my sex drive is driven by shame. It's kind of the way I like it, but there's no parties for us. And the other one what they're doing now. Oh yeah, this positive affirmative consent. Anyone heard of that in here? Wow. Eastbourne, you rapey fuckers. Wow, I am shocked. But also, no, good on you. I can't think of anything that drives me up quicker, frankly, than a man who has to ask. Like, if you have to ask, it's a no, isn't it? Obviously. Anyway, no, I did have to change a few things to meet a nice man. So, for example, I had to massively lower my standards, which would have been easier if I'd had some in the start, but not so much. But also, you know, and I can only just say, if anyone is single, just do that to start with. You're wasting time. Like, you will eventually. And at one point, I was like, I don't think I'm that fussy. Like, all I want is a man with his own hair, his own teeth, and his own job. And at this point, I'll take 2 out of 3. And I must tell you that Dave works and has hair. And we're off to Turkey next summer. The other thing I tried is I thought, you know what, your looks are fading. It's probably time to develop a personality. Didn't work out for me. For a start, men don't really care. Let's be honest. Just get new tits. That's my recommendation. But also, it didn't work out for me personally because it turns out I'm actually a massive cunt. Anyway, that's been my time. Thank you very much.